This is Chapter 11 test, 1920, 1921, 2020, 2021. Chapter 11 test, question number 2. The velocity vector and the acceleration vector. So the velocity vector is simply the derivative of x at point 3 and the derivative of y at point 3. So this is a calculator question. You just pop this in your calculator and you get an answer of negative 2.148 and 0.231 or 230, depending if you round off or truncate. The acceleration vector is the derivative of the velocity, or the second derivative of the position. So in your calculator, you're allowed to take derivatives. Since x prime is given, you're allowed to find the derivative of that. And since y prime is given, just find the derivative of that in your calculator. And you would get an answer of negative 14.167 and negative 9.126. And those are just rounded off or truncated. So that's part 1. Total distance traveled. This is a matter of knowing your formulas. There's a formula you have to know for total distance traveled. You integrate the square root of x prime of t squared plus y prime of t squared dt. All you do is pop that in your calculator and you get an answer of 16.540 or 539 if you truncate. Number 3, speed. Again, there's a formula for speed. The speed is the square root of x prime, the velocity squared, plus the y velocity squared. Just pop that into your calculator, get 13.214, or if you truncate, 213, and that's number 3. All of these is just knowing formulas. There hasn't been really anything difficult yet. Number 4, the rover receives a signal where the line tangent has a slope of 2. So the slope is dy dx, but we find that by y prime over x prime. And we want that equal to 2. So this, you just graph in your calculator. So you can graph these in your calculator. You can graph 2 in your calculator, find where this divided by this equals 2. And if you do that in your calculator, you're going to find 2 points that are between 0 and 2. I'm going to say at A equals 1.210 and B equals 1.814. Now, store your whole number in your calculator. That's just the answer for this question, but for I guess you don't need to. We're not going to be using these numbers anymore. But if you were using these numbers, you'd store the whole number, not the round off number. All right, and question number 5, the position. The position is the x and y coordinate. So to find the x coordinate at 1, you would need the starting position at 0, and I believe they told us that. At t equals 0, you have 6, 5. And then to that, you're going to add the change in x from 0 to 1 by multiplying x prime of t dt. Well, the starting position, 6. That integral comes out to be about negative 5.9857. So you get a final position of about 0.014. You do the same thing for the y. You take the y's starting position, and you want to calculate the change in y by integrating y prime of t dt. And it comes out to be 5 plus, the integral is negative 0.94303. And if you simplify that and round off, you get 4.057. So your final position, you can write it in coordinate pair form if you wish, but this answer that you have here is fine also. And that's it for that question.